Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Across the Border series. It's been a very interesting episode where we've been talking about how you can succeed when you relocate to different countries. We've had amazing guests who have talked about different countries. I wouldn't say the pros and cons, but the things you need to know if you must do well in those countries. And they have shared even their personal stories that can help you in making better decisions when you relocate to a new country. Today, we are having an interesting tweak to the series, and we are going to be talking about business opportunities in Canada. So, I know we have talked about secrets to thriving in Canada, but this particular episode, we're going to be talking about business opportunities that you can explore to thriving in Canada, or rather, that you can explore when you move to Canada, especially if you're considering going into business. And today we have on the call Dr. Ajibola, who will be sharing with us his experience as a business person in Canada, what he has done that has helped him to succeed as a business person. We want him to share, and not just his experience, but also open our eyes to other opportunities that anyone who is looking to go into business but not sure what they can explore can also consider in their quest to thriving and succeeding in Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I welcome Dr. Ajibola Oyedeji to the show. Welcome, sir, to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope I'm audible enough for the record, for the video.
It's good to have you. Thank you for, I know you can be quite busy. Thank you for taking out time to be a part of today's show.
Thank you so much.
All right. So let's start with I'm not going to ask you the way I'm asking those who are talking about secrets to thriving, because there's, like I said initially, there's a tweak to this very series in this episode where we're going to be focusing more on the business opportunities, and not just the business opportunities, but some of the things that somebody who wants to go into business should know in Canada. So, can we talk about your experience so far as a business person in Canada? What has it been like? And somehow compared to you were also a business person when you were in Nigeria. Compare what being a business person in Canada is to what it was when you were in Nigeria. Let's get to know how it is for you.
Thank you. Well, I found out that um, here you have to think business. Even if you are employed as someone who does an employment job, who goes to work 9 to 5, 8 to 4, you still have to think business somewhere along the line. And
Okay.
that is, first of all, because of um, the financial independence that comes with it. Then several other benefits like investment benefits, tax benefits, um, uh, so many benefits come with being uh, an employer or an entrepreneur. One can start as a sole proprietor and then move on to becoming an employer and all of that. So I know for sure that being a business person, whether as a completely full-time business person or someone who does business on the side, like you are doing it together with what you do currently, is important. So, and especially for people who are already working, it may be a little challenging because they have to juggle that with their 9 to 5, their work, which is demanding in itself, in themselves. So, but it is still very important, especially as your needs grow and you know desire to also grow financially and to satisfy your personal passions and ambitions and you know as they come, then it becomes very obvious to begin to look at the possibilities of owning a business or uh, co-owning a business with people. So, and for a lot of people, it could be as simple as renting out. If you have a house, renting out your basement. If your basement is developed, that is business because um, you have now delved into making money with what you have. For some people, it could be as simple as driving um, uh, e ride hailing services after work if they really like to do that. So it's nothing bad if you drive, if it's your car, even if it is not your car, if it's not, there's nothing bad in doing that. You're making extra cash. It could be as simple as using your skills to solve a problem, and it will amaze you that what you think you don't value, what you think is commonplace for you, a lot of people are looking for it. If you are handy, you can fix electronics, you can fix um, uh, walls of houses, you can clean. These things can become business opportunities, and it can actually even become full-time business opportunities. So it is very crucial, like I said, for tax purposes, for financial purposes, even for investment purposes, because it is when you are a business owner that you can think of investment on large scale. Because when you earn salaries, as your salary increases, so also is the tax. So as your
Yeah.
salary, the band that you collect increases, the tax bracket also widens. So
Yes.
if you really want to have some financial independence and a systematic way of actually running your finances, then you must think business here in Canada.
Interesting. So, for everybody, there are different things that pushes people to become business people, whether in Canada or anywhere. There's usually a story behind why they decide to want to do a business. I, for one, for instance, I run a printing business, and what motivated me to running that business was because I had a printer in the past many years ago who disappointed me, and the narrative I was hearing then was, oh, people who have this kind of handwork or people who do this kind of work, they are never reliable. And I
Yep.
came with this mindset of I wanted to prove that you can actually be in this kind of business and still have integrity. Like when you tell your customer that this is what I want to do, then you do it. There's no excuse for bad behavior. I mean, there's no excuse to say because of this business, this is the character that goes with it. So that was my own inspiration. I would like you to share with us what was your inspiration, what inspired you to go into business, especially in a country where everybody just wants to, be a government baby. I want to have a government job, that level of comfortability. So why did you decide to go into business?
Well, a mixture of many things. Um,
Okay.
uh, Maybe I should start from while I was in Nigeria. My dad, as old as I am, I've never seen him as an employed person. He has always been a business person. As old as I
Okay.
am, I've never seen him get employed anywhere. Maybe he was employed before I was born, but not after. And
Okay.
I'm so that tells me that you can actually survive as a business person for years. That's first of all. And then the need to solve problems. There are problems all around to solve. Also, and then again, it could even be it could be even unemployment. Unemployment can push you into starting your own
To
business.
business.
Yes, because you have to take care of yourself. You have to do something to earn money. But in here
Yeah.
in Canada, um, I'm of course really into realty. I'm a realtor. I help people buy houses, sell houses. I help people manage properties. I'm training to become a commercial realtor, that is to buy
Okay.
industries, buy businesses and stuff like that. So
Okay.
for me, what's actually became a motivation for me, first of all, like I said, is financial freedom. Because
Okay.
you get into a conundrum as an employed person that your needs may grow beyond what you earn. Even if you are earning so much, your needs will may actually grow beyond what you earn. That's number one. Then number two, for me, it was actually a um, situation at work. You know, I was working. I didn't come here and start as a business person. I worked. I'm a scientist, so and I was
Yeah.
working as a scientist like I should be working. But
Yes.
there was a need to leave, and that
Okay.
was even motivated by the system. So I had no choice than to be out. So, and
Yeah.
thankfully, I have been training to be a realtor when all of that was going on. So I just,
Yeah.
of course, um, counted the loss of of the whole situation of getting out of job, and sat down to reevaluate, and then said, okay, fine. If other people have been doing the reality, they have been realtors and they have been working well, and I see them
Yeah.
all around me, they are they are able to thrive, they are able to to expand into other areas. Then I said, okay, let me give this a shot, and then that's what I've been doing, and that becomes so. As I got into it, and then again, I must also say that I had the services of a realtor, which blew my mind. He helps, and this has I said it's a little bit of many things. So
Yes.
um, he helped so much that I'm like, okay, so you can actually get this much professionalism from a realtor, and it helps you, you know, fulfill everything that you have in mind. All you need to do is just to have an idea, and then a realtor is able to help you bring it to life. So he
Yeah.
did that for me, and I'm like, okay, I am interested in this. So all of that was going on, and then I just put it together, and then here I am today. So it's for me, it's a mixture of many things. A lot of things
Yeah.
came together to motivate this decision. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, what has the experience been like for you ever since you delved fully into business? Secondly, does the environment, I mean, Canadian environment, give immigrants some really good opportunity to be business owners without any form of segregation, lack of opportunities? What is it like for you?
Mm, well, um, it's been it's been good. I must say that. Um, it's been a lot of learning curve. First of all, of course, you keep learning because
Of
things
course.
change, people change. The kind of business that I do is a people business. Actually, I'm not really. If you look at it in the grand scheme of things, you are not really selling houses or buying houses. You are actually selling yourself to people because there are thousands and thousands of realtors out there. Why are you so special? Why
Yeah.
should they buy from you? Why should you be the one to sell their houses? So it's been a journey of establishing relationships with people, establishing professionalism, and putting it out there to them that, and then even establishing trust and integrity. People want to see
Yeah.
that when you say A is A, B is B, and they find you where you say you are going to be. So that has been the experience for me, the experience of uh meeting my client needs, an experience of being there for them, an experience of doing more than what they actually require. There are some things that you are not required to do as a realtor, but
Yes.
I am on site looking at houses being built. I am taking pictures of every stage. I'm not required to do that. I am
Yes.
giving them updates of what is going on. I'm exposing them to opportunities that they can find, as, for example, a first time home buyers, all the incentives available by the government.
Yeah.
I'm exposing them to um, different things that they can do with their houses. I'm exposing them to why they need a kind of house more than the other. I'm listening to their needs to understand what they really need and their future needs, how they grow into the kind of house they have. I'm looking at the areas where their investment will thrive more than the other. So I'm going beyond just selling and buying houses. I'm
House. Yeah.
actually, you know, um, being all encompassing. So, and for immigrants, it's a first of all, it's just the environment out there. You have to go out there and do what you are good at doing. So you immigrants have to first of all leverage their environment, their community.
Anything.
So
Yeah.
they have to trust you, even in your community. If they don't trust you in your community, how would other people trust you? That's first. Then immigrants must be professional because you are an immigrant does not. You are on a level field playing ground with every other person. You have to be professional with what you do. Then immigrants must identify opportunities, and it's good, especially for established communities of immigrants here, there are problems to solve. So there are many problems to solve. All it takes is just to identify the problem and position yourself to, solve the problem. For example, um, I know of a couple, and very interesting that people generally take their cars to people who help them fix the tire. But for
Yeah.
them, they are taking the services to people's doorsteps. So all you need to do is to call them and say, "Hey, I need to change my tires. Hey, my tire is flat. I'm in this area. I'm in this address." And then they take their truck, they drive down. They are a couple, a man and a
Wow.
lady, and they are immigrants. They drive to them and they fix their tires for them. So beyond fixing the tires, they are creating an impression that people can actually get um, services at their doorstep. And why
Out
that
of
is
their
important is
homes.
that we live in an environment where we go into winter, extreme cold. So if somebody is going to help you take away that stress of having to
Yeah.
drive, a long distance. And another thing is that during, the peak times, for example, winter period, people have issues of having to queue up, in tire shops. I'm just using that as one example of the many, many
Yeah.
examples that are available. People have to queue up in tire shops. It can interest you to know that when you go to a tire shop to change your tires, they can tell you that we are all booked up and you need to drive, you need to move around. So this is a couple comes to you and say, "Oh, you don't have to worry. We will do this for you, whether in winter or in summer, whether in spring or in fall. We'll change your tires, we'll fix your tires. Whether you are held up, on the highway, we'll come to you. Just give us your location. We'll come and help you fix your tires." So, for that already, they will make money. But beyond making money,
Of
they'll make
course.
people. They will make they'll get the trust people. So the for immigrants, we can look at problems that already exist in
Yeah.
Canada that we met. And we can look at problems that exist because we came here. When immigrants travel, they travel with their culture, they travel with their food, they travel with their many things. So they people are looking
Yes.
to solve those problems. So I think these are ways that immigrants can identify problems and then begin to solve them and then begin to scale up. Yeah.
I really, really love what you've shared because, I'm just going to expatiate on one of the points that you have highlighted, which is seeing a problem and solving it. We're talking
Yeah.
about business opportunities in Canada. And with that, it's just saying that there are so many opportunities as long as there are so many problems. And there would
Yeah.
always be problems. And like you rightly highlighted, there are problems that immigrants met on ground based on the let's say the economy of the country, and then there are problems that emanated because immigrants came into that country.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Yes.
somebody who's looking for what to solve, what problem to solve, what kind of business to go, simple. Just look for what everybody around you is complaining about, not having
Exactly.
access to, and then create a solution around it. And
Yeah.
I really love the couple who is like going out there to change tires. That's a very good initiative. I mean, a really good one.
Yeah.
We're going to get to the point where you can share with us various business opportunities. Maybe we should talk about that now. Can you share with us some opportunities, more like some underestimated opportunities that people are not really looking into, but are actually opportunities that people can turn into businesses?
Over the top of my head, cleaning, first of all. When you
Okay.
say you're a cleaner, it looks like a derogatory and a
Yeah.
demeaning. But there was a time I needed to move from my apartment somewhere else. And, I was trying to, clean the place. And when I cleaned, to the best of my knowledge, the landlord told me that no, this is not clean enough. So I was forced to hire a cleaner. Now, the cleaner will come, do probably 4 5 hour job, earn $500.
Wow.
Yes, because they are professionals. You have to clean carpets. It's even different. people that clean carpets are different from people that clean houses and appliances. So you can even say, I'm a carpet cleaner. That's it.
Wow.
So, and then people bring their cars to you. Detailing, car detailing. Car detailing is, I'm going that, as that's down to it. Car detailing is people's cars are dirty, they need to clean it, right?
Yes.
And people are busy. So you are the person who is cleaning their cars for them. I'm not just talking about the outside, the inside. And it's very difficult to wash your car. It's the inside of your car. It's very difficult. So then you can be a realtor like me, right? Of course, you do exams, you do licensing exams. But yes,
Yes.
the commissions you earn, they are statutory. Once you are able to buy or sell a house, your commission is statutory. It's already, it's by law. Whatever you earn,
Yes.
nobody negotiates that. You can be a food seller, right?
Okay.
It's interesting to know that, okay, I'm somewhere right now and we needed to get dinner, right? And we had to drive down to where this lady's house is to pick up our dinner, and then and she earned, maybe the whole order was about $400. Even if after she has bought stuffs and all of that, even if she makes $100,
Yes.
that's not $0 for that day, right? After she has taken out the amount
Cost price.
for whatever cost price, the utility, and all of that. So you can sell. I know someone who converted his garage to a tailoring shop.
Wow.
Tailoring shop. Yes, sewing the Nigerian clothes for people. And sometimes your clothes is torn and you have nobody to help you fix it. You can be a mechanic. You can be a mechanic. You can buy a mechanic shop. And why? Because people need to service their cars. People need to fix their cars. Not everybody it's not everyone that uses new cars that have dealership. Even people that use new cars, if your service center or your mechanic shop is well arranged, well organized, they will weigh you and the dealership. They will think about you and say, okay, if he is going to charge me less and I'm going to get the same value, then I'll
Value.
probably
Yeah.
move. Yeah, rentals, Airbnb, it's business. You can be an insurance broker. It's business. And these things and this this they spend a lot of money, right? You can import things from somewhere else where they are cheaper and bring them in and sell to your community. You can sell on Amazon, right? You can sell on Amazon. You can be the person who, for example, let's say I'm looking for a kind of food that I can't get, for example, in the African store, or even if I can get
Yeah.
it in the African store, it is cheaper on your own online store because you are online, right? These are There are many opportunities. You can do pastry, right? You can be the one helping people do pastry. You can see there are as many as just no doing what you do and then trying to use
Yeah.
that to solve a problem that is available. So there are myriads of opportunities. And one thing I will say again is that we should not demean and say any this business is too dirty for me. As long as it brings money, please
Yes.
do the business. As long as it is not you are not stealing. As
Of
long as
course.
someone who converted a garage to a she sells many things, second-hand things, bicycles, appliances, and all of us will troop there to go and buy. So there are many opportunities once you can identify.
Interesting. Thank you so much for sharing these opportunities. And at the end of the day, it's about the mindset and not about the class. The mindset of, is this thing fetching me money? And I'm going to bring it home beyond Canada. If this particular thing would bring you money, even if you're not in Canada, say for instance, those of us in Nigeria, if this
Mhm.
would bring you money, I mean, there are different ways. Let me even use this very common example. There's something we call bekere. Somebody looked at it and said, oh, people like this thing, let me repackage it. And then they repackaged it and started calling it plantain chips.
Yeah.
So if you
Yes.
think is it's somewhat demeaning for you, you can rebrand, you can package it in a certain way that would look like, not as little as you view it. So let's talk about um the processes to becoming an entrepreneur in Canada. Are there legal steps that people should take? Are there things must they be registered for any kind of business? Let's talk about that. What's the process to becoming an entrepreneur?
Well, if you want to do business and if you want it to be relevant in terms of tax, some people do businesses and they are not
Paying
reporting
tax.
them. So they are not because maybe it has not grown to a point where they feel that they should report them. They should.
Right.
My advice is that they should, but people take their time. Maybe they want to be sure that the business is worth it and all of that. But if you have decided that, hey, this is what I want to do, and I want to be a tax-paying business person, first thing is to go and register your business. Wherever province you live, there are very, very easy processes. You just go to your registry, we call them registries here, where you get your license, where you renew your car insurance. Sorry, no, not car insurance, car number plates, where you
Okay.
do your driver's exam or stuff. So you go there and say, hey, you have a business name, I want to register this business. So that business is registered with the province and it has a tax number. And then,
Okay.
of course, you report that to probably Service Canada or CRA that this is my tax number. And then that becomes what you use to file your taxes. Or you can also start as an incorporation. So
Okay.
incorporation it is not a sole proprietorship. It is a business that has its own board, corporate business,
Yeah.
and that has a lot of advantages because you can get employed under your corporation. You can be an employee of your corporation. You can pay yourself salary. And then it has a lot of tax implications, which time may not permit us to go into. But when your business has expanded to a level, maybe you are earning 100,000, maybe more in a year, then it will be time to begin to consider incorporating the business. Or let's say what you are going into is even going to be big. Maybe you are going to be earning a lot, or maybe you are going to
Yes.
need an employee, then you must think of
Yes.
incorporation. So all
Okay.
it takes is just, and it's very simple. You don't spend time, just go to them and then tell them I want to incorporate my business or I want to register my business. They give you everything you need to. You would have seen what to do on the
Yes.
internet.
On the side.
You go to them,
Yeah.
you take your ID, take whatever, and then business has started. You can register as many businesses as you want under your name, as much as you have the tax number. Even if that business is not yielding anything yet, you can report and say, okay, this year this business yielded zero. Yes, it's fine. Businesses can yield zero. So
Sure.
and other you are doing other businesses on the side, but it is very important to register with your province as a sole proprietor or as an incorporation, and then begin to grow like that for tax purposes and all that.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing. So, I just want to ask this question. I understand that when you're starting a business, say for instance in Canada as an immigrant, the
Yeah,
best place to start in terms of getting your customers are your immediate community. But how
yeah.
receptive are the Canadian people to immigrants who are doing business? Because the reason why I'm asking is this: people who are doing business as immigrants, should they only think of their community as a potential customer? How I know, I mean, I know Canadians can be quite reserved. How easy is it for them to patronize immigrants for their businesses?
Well, when you talk of Canadians, maybe you are talking of the maybe Caucasians and all of that, because you can be a black
Okay.
person, you can be an Indian, and
No,
you're a Canadian. So yeah,
I mean the
the white people and all of that.
indigents.
So
Yeah,
see,
natives.
it comes to so we Canadians, we are very respectful people, and they are very cautious people. They look at you. and see your professionalism. But once you have established your professionalism and you are worth your onions, they will come eventually. And it's all also about positioning. Also
Okay.
about position. If you can provide the best services at a very competitive price, everybody will come to
Yes.
you. So
Okay.
I'm also growing. I'm looking to break exceedingly into that ecosystem. But I believe
Okay.
extensively that people who are already, who already have myriads of, for example, if you're a medical doctor, I'm just saying, yes, you're a professional, but a lot of them run those professions as a business. If you're a family doctor, they don't care whether you are black or green or blue. Once you're a medical doctor and you are good at what you do, they come and register in your clinic. If you're a
Okay.
mechanic and you can fix cars very well, they bring their cars to you. If you're a cleaning person and they know that once you clean professionally, they ask you to come and clean their house. So first of all, I think what one should focus on is being very professional in what one does. Number one. Then number two is to also break the barrier. So break the barrier. Let's not say, oh, I'm just going to stick with my community. You can join associations that have everybody, that is inclusive. You can join
Yeah.
political parties. Yes,
Mm.
you can volunteer in places where you know that everybody is they are represented, and then
Yes.
you put out what you have out there. So one person will break that ice and give you the opportunity, and that becomes the golden opportunity to showcase what you do. And once that one person is pleased, then he brings his friends. So I
Yeah.
think we must establish professionalism first of all, and we must mingle. We should not isolate ourselves. Mingle by volunteering in our communities, by joining associations and bodies where everybody is included, by mixing, talking with them, sharing what you do. You can go door knocking, we can knock doors and say, hey,
Yeah.
this is what I do. I'm a realtor. I've done A, B, C, D, E, and I'm able to help you sell your house. I'm able to help you buy the next house. So we have to be frontal. We have to go out and break that barrier because, trust me, the barrier exists. Not because it should exist, but it exists in the minds of people. And but if
Yeah.
anybody is able to break that barrier, then you can do as much as you want.
All right. You said something about going from door to knock and selling yourself. I mean, from most of the guests that I've had, they talk about the white guys being really, conservative about their space. Is that not going to be an issue in the bid to sell yourself, going to knock on the doors of people?
Okay, I had an experience recently. I were trying to campaign for someone who who bears my name, Ajibola, and she's running for mayor of a city. So,
Okay.
and she has been a councillor in that city for 8 years, and she feels that she should
Okay.
become the mayor, and I think she should also become the mayor too. So, and you have to
Okay.
look for votes. You have to campaign. So we went door
Of course.
knocking to press bells and say, "Hey, Ajibola is going for mayor. This is what she's able to do." They did not stop us. They listened to us. We talked. We explained what she could do. Some of them asked questions
Yeah.
about how she can better position the city and
Yeah.
city of Port Saskatchewan. I don't know where this will get to, but Ajibola is going for mayor, city of Port Saskatchewan. But
All
I'm
right.
saying yes. This person is so it's not. Some will put on their driveway or on their doorpost that don't come, and you have to respect
Okay.
that. They will still tell you
Okay.
no soliciting, don't come and tell us what you do. It's fine. But in a large percentage of people would not do that, and you are able to knock on their doors. You are able to drop
Okay.
your flyer in front of their
Fires.
doorpost. You can do
Yeah.
that. That's not a crime, and the worst is, oh, I don't want to listen to you, and you turn and you go. So, but
Okay.
if you feel that yes, I can knock on doors. Yeah, why not?
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. We're wrapping up the program very soon, but I have just two more questions and then we're good to go. So the
Yeah.
second to the last question I have is, are there grants offers from the government to business owners? Are there fundings that people who are trying to go into business can access? And are there restrictions for immigrants to these fundings?
No, first of all, there are no restrictions. My no is about restrictions, not about grants, please.
Okay.
There are no
Okay.
restrictions. If you have every document, you can get grants from government. You can get loan from bank. You
Okay.
know, there are no restrictions as much as I know. If I think the only restriction will be that if that grant program is localized to a particular, set of people, the way it is structured. But if it is available to, for example, immigrants or everyone, everybody's allowed to apply. Everybody's allowed to pitch what they can do. And as much as I know, of course, we are still humans, but as much as I know, because there are systems that check sectionalism and favoritism, people will consider what you have submitted based on merit. And if you do not win, they will tell you why you did not win, right? So I know that there are grant opportunities. I've not explored much
Yes.
myself. That is the truth. But I know that there are grant opportunities and there are people who help other people get this grant in terms of helping them write their applications, helping them, guiding them through what the requirements are. So there are grant opportunities for people. There are many things
Okay.
available only if we search. I'm on a trip with elderly people sponsored by our local church right now. And I'm amazed to know that year in, year out, these their trips are sponsored for them to move around, sponsored by the government, grants provided. So we just need to first of all explore,
Wow.
are there grants in my area of interests? How do I
Yeah.
apply? And what do I need to apply? Once we are able to do that, then yeah, and then we can also become, as a community, we can also establish opportunities for grants among ourselves. I know that is,
Yeah.
a bigger call, but it's happening. Other communities of immigrants are doing it. They have established themselves so that people can get soft loans and soft loans from within the community. So probably
Yeah.
the interest rate is lower and the payment structure is more flexible. But at least it helps the business to start, especially if you need a lot of capital or some capital to start your business. So as much as I know, there are
Yes.
no restrictions, especially if you are qualified.
All right. Thank you so much. So we'll go to the last question and then we're off. Can you give an advice to somebody who is doing business in Canada or who wants to do business in Canada that they should hold on to in their quest to succeeding as a business person?
Well, that means I'm advising myself also. Well,
Yes.
we have been saying it.
Maybe from your experience too, you
Yeah,
can
we have been
just
saying it.
give them one word
First of
advice.
all, we should not be discouraged. If one is starting a business, sometimes takes off rough.
Yeah.
Let's not be discouraged. Let's not think that the business will not thrive. Let's start. Let's do it. Let's be professional. If they are asking for a realtor, let it be your name that will come to the minds of the people because of the way you have treated them.
Yes.
Let's be let's have integrity so that when people have paid for something, they want value for what they have paid for. So let's have
Yeah.
integrity. Let's be people who keep to time. Very important. Time is very important. We can't joke with time. People are time conscious. People value their
Yes.
time. Let's care for people. Everything is not all about money because your caring is also a currency.
Yes.
that you will bank
Of
on later.
course.
You know, like I told you, what led me into reality is because a realtor cared. I said, okay, let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
So, and let's be tenacious and consistent. Eventually,
Yes.
what I found in Canada is that eventually, if you start something and you are consistent with it, eventually you are going to be fine. You are going to be fine.
Mm.
It will take a while, but eventually the
Yes.
systems of government will even support you. Systems of tax will support you as a new business owner.
Mm.
The systems of uh, many systems within your province your will support you.
Mm.
You have
Mm.
electricity, you have internet. You can leverage what you have, but we should just be consistent and be ready to give it all it takes and be tenacious. We should not give
Yes.
up on it. What you are giving up on is going to become something that somebody will expand. So we should not give
Yeah.
up on what we have. Um we should not despise what we do. If you cook,
Yes.
continue to cook. If you clean, continue to clean. As much as it is earning, giving you money, don't stop doing it.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Such a last words you just shared with us today. Thank you, Dr. Ajibola, and for everyone who has been listening to this program since the beginning. I'm sure you've learned a lot. I, for one, I'm beginning to think right now if I should go and start cleaning.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to think of, various opportunities that one can harness. And the beautiful thing about this episode, I have picked most of those things that has been shared today are not things that would only work just in Canada. There are things that if you implement in other places, I mean, in any other country, you can actually succeed. Look
Yeah.
for a problem and see how you can fix it. That is how you become a successful business person. So,
Hmm.
if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. In this channel, we'll bring you everything, every conversation that can become better and, to do better in every area of your life as much as possible. Thank you once again for joining this episode. Till we see in our next episode, I wish you a lovely, lovely week ahead. Thank you so much, Dr. Ajibola, again. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right, everyone. Bye.
Bye.